What's up, YouTube? ODST General back again, and today I've got a special treat for you guys, an Operation Trebuchet dev build here. I've just awoken from cryo sleep up on the frigate here, and as you guys might be able to tell, I'm an ODST. Now, right off the bat, we've already got a bunch of new stuff in here. We've got the cryo beds, we've got the room. Now, as you guys can see, all these cryo beds are slotted in here, but these are actually individually placed items. They are roughly lined up to these holes on the back of the wall, and they slot right into those spots. Looking at the room, this is a placeable object. The outside of the room, you can see inside of it, so there's no exterior wall on it. It's only this interior wall, because it is designed to be placed inside of the frigate. So I haven't placed these very well. These were all placed relatively quick. Crypto 202 has done a much more advanced version that we'll probably never see public release because a lot's going to change before that actually even comes out. So going through here, I've just got falcons in each of these bays. As of right now, the bays are a little too small for a pelican to fit through, so you can only really use falcons up in these upper bays. There's one on here. You can see some clipping right there, and you can kind of see what I was talking about, where you can see through to the inside of this room here. But I lost track of what I was saying. But anyways, the lower bay has pelicans in which you can fly out of there. Once again, I've just placed my own props in this room. These rooms aren't designed to go here. They're designed to go somewhere else. And you should use like coordinates and stuff like that to place these. I didn't bother with any of that. I just kind of threw these rooms out here to show you quick examples of what they look like. This is considered the barracks room, but as you can see, it actually has the same area for cryo chambers that the other room had. We're going to head down to the lower part of the hangar here. Or we're going to attempt to. I am not an amazing pilot in the first place, and I haven't done a whole lot of piloting here recently. Actually, you know what? Before that gets too loud, really quick, just bear with me here for a second, guys. I turned my effects volume up because I've been playing through the campaign for Arma. You can see there is some, visibility problems there, I guess you could call it, with the frigate. Now, this frigate is all placed in pieces. As you can see, the front of the frigate, or you probably should be able to see, the front of the frigate's actually gone. We've got the single decorative frigate up behind it, just for comparison. Let's fly around on the other side here. Well, no, let's not do that. We can do that later. I'll show off the rest of that. Let's go into this lower hangar here. So, as of the way this lower hangar is designed right now, you basically have to fly in here from the other hangar. You can't get to the other hangar. Oh, gosh. What's that over there? Oh, it's Traxxas box. How'd that get up there? I don't know why this... I'm gonna take off this. I'm trying to keep it. I was trying to keep it on auto hover here, just because I wanted to try and stay leveled out, because I've got the pelicans in this lower bay. I didn't want to crash into them. Like that, like that, like that. Oh, anyways, let's I'm angry about that. I screwed up. I can't see where my keyboard is, so I'm kind of pressing buttons. You can see one of the spawning issues too. Right now, at least, whenever I've placed characters, maybe I'm just placing them a little bit off. They tend to hover. But let's go ahead and delete this. It's gonna fly through, and we're just gonna cut through the frigate. Oh, a little too much, I guess. Fine, we'll do it the hard way. Gosh. So this thing's actually a little bit frustrating right now. It looks really awesome. There is some inconsistency with the textures because you get some like really good looking stuff and some really bad looking stuff. So let's start out here. Actually, let's close all this up. UNSCDF. Really quick, let's place down the Bourbon Warrior. This is the Bourbon Warfare unit. This is where this dev build came from, is the Bourbon Warfare gameplay. I don't know if this unit will make it into the full final release. I would imagine it will. But basically, it's, it's standard ODST, essentially. It's just got, a custom chest piece, and it's got, like, the breathing apparatus on the helmet. So let's go on to the ramp here. Now, there is some clipping, so if I were to try to go the other side of this bay and walk over to it, I would clip through. There's also some clipping that can occur when you're on the lift here. It also can disappear because of sizing and stuff. So, oh, that's one of those places where the clipping is. I forgot about that. We're in the one of the upper bays here. There's actually 2 bays. There's another level that goes up, and I don't know how to get the lift up to that. But then you've got this bay here, which is, good for a vehicle bay because it's right above the hangar. That lift only goes up, though, for right now. Once that lift goes up and down, you'll be able to put up scorpion tanks and stuff like that. Oh, gosh. It didn't kill me, but I think my character's going to fly through. Oh, no, there it goes. But, once we get scorpions and stuff like that, and that lift works both ways, we'll be able to have, scorpions, warthogs, whatever other vehicle you might need up in that area here. So let's go, since I'm dead now, let's go take a look. Which brings us to some more new stuff. We've got new stallions, aka helmets, reskinned with the ONSC logo. Previously, we only had this standard variant for troop transport. We've now got all other variants that there are for helmets. So you've got your refueling, resupply, empty. There's medical variants. I didn't place them all in here, but you guys get the idea. So, once again, these are just reskins of the regular helmet, so nothing too special about them. There's little hallways off here, but they just go to a dead end. That's actually the end of the ship right there. Although I do like it because you can sit in those hallways and look as the elevator comes up. Oh, and I almost forgot. There's also this little empty room up here. That's, it could be a decent command center. It's a little bit big for a command center, but, it's okay. Swing around here. Take a look at the rest of the ship real fast. So as you can see, we've got another Falcon Bay. I didn't place any sort of Falcons or anything in here because I hadn't planned on showing this off originally, but I wanted to show off kind of how the ship comes together. As you can see by all these lines, there's a ton of pieces that make this. I didn't place the front on here. There is a front. I didn't use coordinates or anything, so there's clipping and stuff like that in a couple spots. You get these sides, you can delete the doors there, so you can have the doors opened. Unfortunately, they aren't animated yet. Maybe at a later time, though. Hopefully. So all sorts of pieces here that's going to put in this thing together. Let's go down to the ground here. So we've got a lot of pieces on the ground. We'll start off over here with the smaller stuff and work our way back. Let's bring this back down to the ground here. I don't know why that was up there in the first place. Yeah, whatever, close enough. So, let's start on this side and work our way over. We've got shipping containers. You'll be seeing these featured in the new map, and I'm sure that a lot of people will make use of these for decorative items and gameplay items. Obviously, shipping containers can be a big thing of, cover. And, they block a lot of line of sights because of their size. This is the only one you can walk through, though, is the Placeholder Inc. one, which is kind of a crappy name. Hopefully that'll be something they replace. Well, I don't know. It's funny, but it's not at the same time. I guess. It just depends on how you look at it. But we do have plenty of lore-friendly industries. We've got Cobb, we've got Jotun, you know, a number of different ones, and you got locations they're made, stuff like that. I just wish that the open one did come in more varieties and flavors. Over here we've got the Optican full-size station. I could have sworn I put the small one down somewhere. I guess not. I'll have to take a look at that later. As you can see, it's like I stated in a previous video, you don't have any sort of metagels or anything in here. Those will have to be placed by, you know, the mission makers. Yeah, median, you've got some smaller shipping crates. A lot of different decorative stuff. So we've got doors here in different sizes. So these are just doors you can place on anything. So if you wanted to have like an old school ruined building, or if you wanted to just say, hey, there's a door here even though there's not, you just go, you know, rotate your door around and place it in. And look, all of a sudden this big wall here has actually a structure that somebody can get into. Not you, but somebody. We've got the playset from the Halo Reach stuff, the King of the Hill playsets that Master Chief was knocking the other kids off of. Got an empty information board. We've got a dumpster variant. I think there's actually two. We've got all the signs we covered just recently. We've got vending machines. We talked about this one here. They've also got the Rooster Teeth variants, and I love the sodas and stuff on here. So you got the Bluester soda and the Coca-Cola, which are, you know, of course, Rooster Teeth, you know, jokes. You've got Energy Blast, Feel the Burn, Root Beer, basic stuff. This is probably my favorite, though, Kel's Orange Soda. Some of you are going to get that joke. And if you don't get it, I'm not going to explain it because it's not really worth it. It would ruin it. Let's see here. All prices in UEG credits. Pay with your card. And, of course, a damaged one. Over here, we've got, you know, the graves. We've got the generator, which is new. These are actually not new. I don't know why I couldn't remember whether or not one of these was new. I was thinking one was and one wasn't, but they're both old. Generator's new. These walls are new. These are meant for, like, military installations, stuff like that. We've got gates. We've got military installation walkways. You know, this catwalk here. We've got different pieces of that. We've got these lights. I don't like these lights. I mean, they look good, but when you get to actual nighttime, they don't produce light, and that's stupid. So you're going up, and you see these lights on, but it's pitch black everywhere. You know, with this one, it's kind of cool because you look at this and you think, well, that doesn't look like a light, you know. But you come up to it at night, and if we were to change the time of day to darkness, this would actually light up, and it would, yeah, it would look lit up. It's just, it doesn't produce light, so everything else being dark around it, even if it was just a small radius, would make sense. But, you know, since everything is dark around it, it just looks bad. Oh, there it is. There's our small Optican station. So as you can see, it's kind of like a empty clear awning type of deal. I don't know why that's on there on the model or why it was designed like that, but it is. Yeah, the dev team's just following how the model was actually created. Pretty similar to the other one. Like I said, it's just designed to go on walls, which we've got city dividing walls here. This is meant to divide up districts, and this is meant to block off the entire city. Moving over some, we've got a couple of the hallway segments from the frigate. Now, like I said, you can see through the inside of these if you're looking in from the outside, but you can't see outside from inside because these are designed to be inside that frigate, so you're not supposed to be able to see outside of these. You know, you're supposed to actually only be in this perspective in here. These are only a couple of samples for the hallways. There's, you know, straight ones, all sorts of different stuff. Swinging over this way, we're going to get to that last. We're going to come over this way here. We've got a ton of new buildings, and some of the older ones have been textured again. I I don't know if there's supposed to be a second half. Some of these buildings come in 2 pieces because of their size, and so they're just kind of left open like that. This is probably my favorite surprise building. It's one of the Reach farmhouses. And it was just because I didn't expect any structures like this. It's nice to have some rural stuff because, well, we'll be getting a lot of gameplay on that new map that the dev team puts out. You're still going to have Altus there. You're still going to have, you know, your Stratus, and now with Tanoa coming out, a very jungle map. So there's going to be a lot of rural places that this will feel appropriate. Even more so than this city. I mean, having this many different city structures will allow people to create cities where there wasn't one. And I think they'll be able to do a lot better than they could before, where they placed out in the desert of Altus. But we'll have to see how that actually goes. There's not much to be said about these structures. I mean, like I said, they're textured now. Pretty much all these are not enterable. Like I said, a couple of them do come in 2 pieces, and I'm trying to find one of those just to show it off. We do have some smaller structures. These are actually a little bit more interesting than the skyscrapers, just because, you know, there's walkways through them, and, you know, little awning areas and stuff that you can put advertisements, things like that. You know, these aren't enterable though, but I think these will feel a little bit more lively than these skyscrapers. The skyscrapers and stuff will look cool from a distance, but these are what you're going to be up against when you're down on the ground fighting inside these cities. One of the more interesting structures is this parking garage. I mean, it's a basic parking garage. There's nothing to it, really. There's not even stripes to where people should be parking. But, you know, it's got working collision on the ramps. You know, if you're in a compact city, let's say you need to make a Pelican insertion or a, you know, Falcon or whatever, you can come and land on this, you know, this parking garage and insert down through here, you know, drop off a Warthog or just on foot, and, you know, get into this really crowded city space through this parking garage. A lot more skyscrapers, more skyscrapers. There's a 2-piece building right here. The orbital elevator, that's not new, but, you know, like I said, these are textured and stuff now, so you get a little bit better look at that. There's another structure over there I don't want to forget, but we'll loop around to that in just a second. We've got the highway pieces. Now, you know, what's nice about these is that these are adjustable for different elevations. Now, with that being said, it's only adjustable to an extent because you don't have like ramps pieces or anything like that that you can ramp down to a lower segment of the highway, really, unless you're just doing the exit. But if you have different terrain you need to adjust for and you need this to be higher because your terrain raises up at a point, you definitely have room to do that. You know, so if you just need it here, that's fine, but if you need to get it, you know, up here, that works too. You've got your bridge. Speaking of the on and off ramp, there you go right there. Got a couple different turn pieces. You've got the other on off ramp, and then you've got the gatehouse. Now this is the gatehouse, and the gate comes separate. I don't know if this gate's animated or not. I've not actually tried to play with that yet. I would imagine it is, but you don't really know until you try, I guess. And keep in mind, this is a development build, but that doesn't mean it's complete by any means. This is obviously not going to be the finished version for release. So let's see if we can find that building we kind of skipped over. There's actually 2 I want to look at here. I think they're both right by each other. Let me go. Okay, perfect. Here we are. And they are both right here. So we're just going to place down 2 guys here. We've got the maintenance and tow carts. They come in 3 colors, green, white, and yellow. We've got the second gatehouse, which is a bigger gatehouse. You're probably used to these from ODST, in which you would usually get, you know, like Scorpions or, you know, whatever vehicles, Warthogs, stuff like that in those areas, and you might have to defend it. Going back to these guys, though. We've got Evil Flea, who is a member of the dev team. He's finally getting his own armor. He's got woodland camouflage. pretty basic ODST armor still. Again, it's just like my thing with Evil Fleas is that a lot of people are going to get use out of it because of it's coming stock with the mod, but it's got that woodland camouflage, so it's going to be really popular for people who don't have all these packs like Opcan or, you know, B Company ODST armor, stuff like that. On the other side, you've got Convaders. He's got kind of a green visor and a digital urban camouflage with the ODST Flaming Skull and Drop Pod combo. He's got the Spartan helmet going for him. And that's Confader. So let's go ahead. Let's get on foot for a minute here. And we're just going to try out one of these vehicles real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and just play around with some of the buildings. So, oh, I didn't even realize this. I wasn't even thinking. So you've got a few different seats. You know, you've got a shooting position from the front of this. You've got the passenger seat. You've got driver's seat. Whips around pretty quick. It's not super fast, but I mean, for what the vehicle is going to be used for is mainly just for fun and maybe transporting some people around on airfields and stuff like that. It's pretty good. So let's go ahead and head in here. As you can see, there's glass window, but we can see inside the building. There is no option to open the door at this time. I'm assuming this will be animated later on, or this door will be removed. We can walk up here. It's a pretty low ceiling on this, but it's not like you're going to do a whole lot of jumping in Arma anyways. And it's a pretty linear building. There's one entrance in, 2 hallways to the 2nd floor, and then, you know, a 3rd floor in which you can look through. As you can see right now, you can't shoot through the window. But it'd be kind of interesting with some of the other new units to have like a hostage situation where you have to like raid this building. You've got, you know, innies or something in here with some sort of civilian hostage or just some sort of political official. You can shoot through this bottom door though. And this structure is a little bit lower than it should be, so just bear with me, guys. This should actually be higher. I know I said all these are adjustable, but this is something you need to be wary of when you're making it lower like this. It still can work, but when you're using these doors, you're going to have to like crouch through them, and it's got clipping and stuff going on. So as you can see, we've got working ladders on both sides. Ladders are a little bit wide, so your character isn't gripping them perfectly. And this is something I never noticed, I don't think, in any of the preview videos for this, or preview images, I should say, for this particular building, is that it's got a working ramp. Like I said, there's clipping. That is because of, because of the building being lowered. A lot more smooth than the one on the ship. It is still a bit glitchy, though. Can walk up and down that fine. We can come up here. This door opens. We got another working ladder that goes up to a 3rd level here. Now, this one's a little bit goofy because when I went completely up here, it wouldn't let me open the door. So you have to open the door before you even get the whole way up. And this brings you up to a catwalk here that oversees this gatehouse. So I don't know if the gatehouse will be something that we'll be able to open and close with the gates, but if you can, that would be kind of interesting, having somebody drive in here, closing the gate on them, and then just shooting down with like an ambush, you know? And I stuck the landing. Just gonna go ahead and heal myself here real quick. We've got a piece of road right here. So this will be the ground level roadway stuff. This will be what you drive onto when you're exiting the highway system. Now there's only a couple pieces of road available at this moment. We've got some of the monorail system there. Not all of it's on display that's currently in here. We've got some new colored trees, so you've got red, purple, and blue added in. You've got some sidewalk here that will accompany the roadway system. More sidewalk and more sidewalk. Possibly one of the more interesting ones here, as far as structures go, is the monorail station. And, you know, it is just more interesting because you can actually kind of interact and do stuff with it. You are able to climb these stairs. I haven't seen any sort of bugginess with them or anything like that, so that all works okay. As you can see, my rounds aren't hitting the window here. There is glass. It's hard to tell unless I zoom in. Here you guys probably can see it now, unless you're on a really bad computer. But as you can see, there is no sort of shattering glass or anything, but my rounds do hit the road below. Occurs to me I made a mistake and forgot to show a couple things off back on the ship, so we'll have to go back up there when we're done. But we've got a couple more things to check out down here first. Obviously the longsword, you guys have probably seen me flying around this numerous times by now, and you've probably been waiting to see this. I know this is something a lot of people are really excited for. We've got a working ramp. It lifts up the longsword a little bit. If you try to walk up the ramp, you hit it like this, and you can't get through. This thing is designed to be walked on. I found out that if you just crouch down, you can get on here more or less fine. It is a little bit buggy, so sometimes you might need to like lay and go prone. At least just until you get like through the ramps. The ramps are the big issue right now that prevent you from going up and down this. There we go. So on that one I had to stand. There isn't really any sort of beneficial purpose of actually being able to walk around in here, but it is nice. As you can see, as of right now, this is opaque. You can't see through it. You know, it's that targeting system. You've got the old school Halo 1 controls and stuff on this. All very cool stuff, but not much else for us to look at here. This back room, you can't get in here yet. I don't know if we'll be able to later or not either. So we're going to go ahead and get in here as a pilot. Just going to climb up a level. So as you can see, that is now transparent, that display. So as a pilot, you can see through this. We're going to take off. Now this takeoff is a little bit risky because we don't have a whole lot of runway left, and we've got, you know, the orbital elevator there. Luckily, this is a short takeoff and landing vehicle. It's not completely VTOL, but it is pretty close. The longsword uses a unique flight model.
Report position.
Don't worry about it. I'll be back. So let's bring our gear up. Gears up. So as you can see, we're already flying at over 500 miles an hour, and we're getting faster and faster still. Now we're up to 650, 700. But if you watch when I turn, I'm holding down shift right now, but as you turn, you bleed off a lot of speed. Just basically doing a 180 has caused me to drop from 700 to about 480. I'm not holding shift right now, but if I were to hold shift, I could quickly pick that speed back up. We're going to go ahead and climb, though. I'm bleeding speed off as I climb, but that's just because I'm turning. Now, I'm almost completely vertical. I'm a little bit off kilter here, just a tiny bit. Try to just adjust a little bit, just to bring our fighter here a little bit more vertical. So as you can see, I'm going straight up. I'm losing speed, but I'm not doing so very fast. And if I were to adjust a little bit, you know, all of a sudden here I can't get this to gain speed. It's odd. I know I was flying this before and I was gaining speed climbing like this, so I'm not sure why I'm losing speed now. We're pretty high up anyways, and that could be wise. It could preventing me. We've got an auto hover, which works just like the Pelican and really any other sort of helicopter or anything like that. It's basically designed to bring you to a stop and just keep you hovering in the air. If you look at our speed's dropping off pretty rapidly. We're going down 60 miles an hour, well, kilometers, 40, 30. And we can just kind of hang on station here and wait for a call. We're going about 24, 25. We're going a little bit quicker because our nose is starting to drop. But we don't want to hang up here in the clouds all day, do we? Let's... Actually, you know what? Well, that sort of works. Kind of. I just need to roughly know where that area is. It's pretty much right below us.
What's your position?
So upside down, it even looks like it's right side up. So it can be a tiny bit disorienting flying this around if you're not paying attention to which way you're rolling and stuff. And you can tell the difference, but it can be easy to miss if you're not looking. Alright. So let's see here. We're going pretty quick right now. So we've got a number of different weapons on this. You do have to be careful when you're dropping with the guns and stuff because you will lose speed and you'll hit the ground if you're not careful. Because it kind of drifts like this. So we've got anti-air, we've got bombs here. So let's go ahead and drop those. Now a lot of these are meant to be laser guided. Nice little carpet bombing. You got your 50mm cannons here.
Report position.
And I guess this is anti-ground, I'm not sure. Or air guided, I'm not really positive what the AG stands for in this case, I'll be honest with you guys. You've got landing autopilot, you've got flaps. You can see the flaps coming down the wings here. Flaps back up. We've got lights. We've got collision lights. Now, the only thing is that you can land this like a normal fighter, but if you want to land in VTOL, you do have to land with the auto hover on, which is the case for most people, but I know that more skilled pilots than myself prefer landing without it. The only thing is from what I've seen, is if I turn the auto hover off, and it might not do it because we're landing, but from what I've seen, it's trying to pick up speed. I'm going 42, 41, 42. Now it's getting up to 43. It's trying to get forward velocity going again here. So you gotta be careful about that. It's probably not advisable to switch back and forth between it like I did. I don't really know what happened there. I guess because I was losing the auto hover, it decided to lose airspeed while gaining forward momentum. Let's go ahead and exit out of our ODST here. So there's a couple more things I want to show off here before we wrap this video up, guys. So we're just going to go ahead and delete Convader and Evil Flea. And we're going to go back up to our frigate here. We're going to go back up to the side. Nope. Okay, so now that we're up here, we're going to go to Independent. We've got AAF. They're part of the game. We don't care about them. Two new factions under Independent. We've got the CAA, which is the Colonial Administration Authority. They've got Warthogs, they've got Falcons, and they've got infantry. They come in 3 different colors and a number of different flavors here. So we've got desert, winter, and woodland. Looking at them, they're sporting the new t-shirt. And their t-shirt has the CAA logo on the back. The UNSC also have new logos on their back for some of their uniforms. Other than that, the hat's custom camouflage that matches their pants. So, same hat, new texture. They do use UNSC weapons, but they use stripped down versions. So as you can see, they don't have the integrated night vision. They've got separate night vision. They've got stripped down M6Gs. They've got standard ARMA uniforms. Well, mostly. I should say the vests are standard. Obviously, the uniforms are kind of variations on the UNSC uniforms we currently have in the regular build for the game. They've also got pilots, riflemen, and an unarmed variant. Pilot uses, I want to say that's the NATO flight helmet. And you can see from the rifle they use the M6. I think that's supposed to be like the M6A now. But they use a stripped down version, or not M6A. Wow. Was it the MA5? My bad, guys. I should be stripped of my Halo title. And they want you to have a nice day. So that's the CAA. Their vehicles, basically, they come with the different camouflage patterns that match these guys. We've also got Colonial Police with vehicles. Their vehicles are a little bit more interesting because they're not essentially UNSC vehicles. Police come in 4 different variants. Pretty much all their uniforms are the same except for the pilot, who sports, I think this is the NATO helicopter helmet. They've got the t-shirts once again with another custom camouflage. They use the M6 as well. Of course, they're using a different version here. All of a sudden, I'm drawing a blank, even though this one I should know better. The M6C. I don't know why my mind blanked out there. They've got the stripped-down version of the M6C as their standard patrol officer. They've got the new Mombasa logo, but it's been stripped of actually saying any department, so it's just kind of generic police. Their vest and hats are the standard ARMA police uniforms. Other variants include shotgun and SMG variants. Let's go take a look at their vehicles real quick. So they've got the Warthog. Kind of a letdown to me just a little bit because I was hoping for the Civi Genet car with a light bar, but this one's okay. This will probably be a little bit more used just because it's got that off-roading capability. It's got a blue stripe on it. It's got the police logo. The only thing that kind of takes away from being a civilian car currently is that it's got the ODST logo as well. To add to that, we've also got a police Falcon. Now you can see it's pretty similar to the regular Falcon. It's still got the Falcon logo, but you could say that's like a manufacturing thing rather than a military logo. And this one actually says police on it. It doesn't have any sort of department logo on it anywhere. Once again, our experience with the police thing would be a Pelican rather than a Falcon, but that's okay. And these all do also come in groupings that you can place them in, so you can place... Oh, I don't know where I placed them. Or did I not place them? You've got different squad sizes and stuff you can place these guys. Yeah, combat dispatch. So these guys are essentially police who are going out and they're expecting a fight. And they've got different patrols. So you've got, 2 partners. And they basically come, 2 pistols, 2 shotguns, 2 SMGs. So hopefully these are like the most common police we see. If you're playing on a map and you're fighting with the police, you just see like 2 of these guys pull up after giving somebody a ticket. So let's go ahead. They're part of the independent faction. If you guys are unfamiliar with the CAA2, they're essentially the civilian organization that's counter to the UNSC. When the UNSC was catching a bunch of flack over its policies and its treatment of the outer colonies, the CAA was placed in to act in their stead and basically was supposed to protect the outer colonies. So the UNSC would escort them out there, and then the CAA would protect them once they were out there. But the CAA were actually the ones who started leaking weapons to the different rebel groups. Oh, and I totally forgot up on the ship too. Stupid me. I caught myself before I ended the video. There's a couple weapons that have been updated, so this will be the last of our video. This has been a long video. There's a lot to show off with this new dev build. Like I said, this isn't even everything in the dev build anyways. You're going to have to expect more that's not here either. So this is a weapons rack. So there's two weapons we want to check out from here. So the first one we're going to want to check out is this sniper rifle here. And the Oracle scope. Now, as you can see, I don't have a bipod, but if we look at the sniper, the bipod is now added in automatically. Now, just recently, I was playing with the 1.60 update for armor when that came out. With that new visual update, that had fixed the bipod, so it quits syncing you in with that weapon too. But this is actually designed to basically stop that from happening before 1.60 came out. So as you can see, it's built in, character's not sinking into the ground, but the sniper also looks different. The sniper rifle, to me it looks bigger, but it's definitely more detailed, and it's kind of hard to tell in this darker environment, and unfortunately I don't really have a whole lot of better lighting. We'll try to get it against the white backdrop. But as you can see, there's a lot more fine details on it. The texture has been touched up some. Stuff like that. The Oracle scope is there, working fine. And as far as I'm aware, it works pretty much exactly the same as it did before it. I wouldn't know because I don't have ammo in it. That will stop you real quick. So let's see here. Not that, and this. So the M73 was the other weapon that was touched up. Now the MA5 was also supposed to get touched up. That's not in this particular dev build. I'm sure we'll see it at another point here though. So once again, let's take a look at our inventory because I didn't select a bipod, but I guess it automatically comes with one. This is probably one that if you don't have the bipod equipped, it wouldn't have it. Right off the bat, if you guys have played the previous iterations of this particular mod for Optray here, you would recognize that the skin has changed on the M73. It's got a darker finish, more similar to the MA5B assault rifle, rather than the white variation we had before. Other than that, the textures look generally a little bit neater and stuff, but not a whole lot's changed appearance-wise. However, it has had a number of bugs filled, and it occurs to me that without a second thing of ammo, I only got one because I was like, oh, that's all I need is one. I can't show you the biggest fix to this gun. I know some of you were probably driven insane by this like I was, whenever you use this weapon. But right there, that used to clip through. Whenever you would reload it, if you had that extra scope added on there, the scope would cut through to the bottom of the gun. That no longer happens, and that is much appreciated, because that would drive me insane. At any rate, guys, I do think we have covered everything as far as Optray goes. I'm trying to work on the Type 14 bomb. I know that the devs have said they're working on a mine. I assume that's the mine we already saw in the last update. I might as well show you guys what I'm working on here. I'm still trying to get this worked out. The devs are trying to help me learn how to do the configuring and stuff like that. So they've been pretty supportive of me to this point. Especially Scorch. I would really like to thank him. So, because I'm in the multi thing. Let's go here to structures. Right now it's under structures because I'm just kind of doing a test thing. I've got another version which doesn't want to spawn in under explosives. This is kind of my test version, so the texture's not a finalized version of the texture or anything like that, but yeah, we've got a Type 14 bomb in here that I'm working on. So it's got some problems with it still that need to be fixed, but I'm learning the process, guys, so hopefully before too long we'll have a, yeah, before too long. We want it to be before too long. We'll have a lore-friendly anti-tank mine, too. Other than that, though, I think that is finally everything for Operation Trebuchet. Also, if you guys have not heard, Halo Wars 2 will be having a open beta here, starting on the 13th, I want to say, and going for about a week. So just keep your eyes peeled out for that if you guys are interested in RTSs and Halo. From the images I've seen from the leaks, it looks a little bit more cartoony than the previous iteration. Well, I can't say more so than the previous iteration, but it does look pretty cartoony. It's very colorful stuff like that. It's made by Creative Assembly, the people who made Total War franchise. At any rate, guys, make sure to tune in, keep liking and subscribing and sharing this content with your friends. Get the word out to the community about Operation Trebuchet so we can keep building the community as a whole. And I will see you guys around.